Well, hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. Welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm gonna make, and this is for Pumpkin Palooza. So I was going to do a different recipe, and then it dawned on me I hadn't had these in a very, very long time, and it was one of my kids' favorites, and it's always been a hit around the holidays, and that is a pumpkin cheesecake muffin. So I'm gonna make, for Pumpkin Palooza, I'm gonna make a pumpkin cheesecake muffin. And I'll make them in small cupcake wrappers instead of big muffins, because, well, we're all trying to cut back a little bit before the holidays hit, and then it's full speed ahead. So Pumpkin Palooza is a collaboration brought to you by Prepper Potpourri, and Mary Ellen over there invited me, and I'm really thankful. So it's the 18th of October. So everybody that's involved is doing a pumpkin recipe today, and it's open to anybody that wants to do it. So I'm super excited to be able to bring you this. I was going to bring a soup recipe, and I thought, I did that last year, so for Croctober, I believe, or for one of the pumpkin deals. So I'm like, I'm gonna do muffins. So I've got all my flour, sugars, both brown and white sugar out, baking soda, baking powder. Oh, I need salt. Cinnamon, pumpkin, a can of pumpkin, pumpkin pie spice, vanilla, and eggs. And I've got 2 eggs going into the batter for the muffins and 1 egg going into the filling for the cream cheesecake part of it. So good. Okay, so let's get a can opener and we'll get that opened and get to moving on this. Super easy. Muffin is just a quick bread batter, if you will. So when you think of the leavening agents being the baking soda, baking powder, that's all you have to worry about. You don't have any yeast in those longer rise breads. I mean, they're delicious. And I do make a pumpkin bread that's a yeast bread. It's wonderful, but I don't have time for that today. I've already made a cake from scratch. I've been painting the deck all day, and it's gearing towards the end of the day. I gotta get these done. So I'm gonna preheat my oven to 375 degrees, and we'll leave it there. And as soon as we get this put together, we'll get them in the oven. They're gonna be delicious. Okay, come on in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we'll start. Actually, I wanna start with my dry ingredients, and I'll add the wet in. So you got 2 cups of all-purpose flour going down. And I don't worry if it's not exactly across the top, you know. It all works itself out in the end. So 2 cups of flour. And these are, I store everything in the modular mates because they're airtight, watertight, and you can stack them and make them custom fit to your shelving. So I have a teaspoon measurer here, and we've got baking powder. I want a heaping teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of baking soda. And we're gonna need, in the muffins, we're gonna want a brown sugar. In the cream cheese topping, I don't want that. I want that to be, so we've got a cup of firmly packed brown sugar. Whew. And there you go. Oh my goodness, so good. Get your Danish whisk. And I've got a link to one of those in the description box. Oh, and we need a little bit of salt. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just using regular kosher salt. You can use whatever salt you like. And pumpkin pie spice. I want a teaspoon of that. I'm getting low. Okay. Ooh, yeah, we may have to, I'm gonna have to get to the store and get some more stocked up. All right. Cinnamon. You gotta have cinnamon in pumpkin. I'm sorry, cinnamon is definitely a fall spice. So we're gonna put 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Super easy, super easy. Easy, just write this down as we go and you'll have the recipe. Okay, just kind of get that all mixed together. And you can use a mixer if you'd like, but I'm not going to. Okay, now I need to get some oil. So I'll grab some cooking oil, some vegetable oil. This is the moisture part of your muffin. And I want about 1/3 of a cup. So this is 1/4 and a scant more. Okay. We'll say that's 1/3 of a cup so I don't have to go get another measuring cup. And then we're going to add 2 eggs and pumpkin and vanilla. And that's your batter. Oh my goodness. Okay. Vanilla, a good healthy teaspoon. And we'll need that for that as well. 2 eggs. Let me get a paper towel for the eggs. The eggshells. Now you can be, I'm pretty brave about eggs and eggshells. I don't usually dump any in there. But if you want, break them in a bowl beforehand. And this is a room temperature egg. Both of these are room temperature. And you're gonna go ahead and get that in, kind of get that started. And we're gonna add our pumpkin puree. So now this is a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, and I need about 2/3 of it. Again, you don't have to get too crazy about how exact you are. It's really gonna depend on how the batter comes out. You want the batter kind of thick, but not too thick. Yeah, it's gonna take the whole thing. Again, it depends on your humidity, all that good stuff in the air. And I'm gonna grab all of that pumpkin because I want it a little bit thinner. All right, so get the rest of your 15-ounce can in there. I just do it at first to see. Usually I end up using the whole thing, but now and then, depending on the eggs, all that, the size of the eggs, everything, now and then I won't need the whole can. So once you put it in, you can't change it. Okay. We're gonna change from the Danish whisk to a spatula. And it's so easy, you don't need mixers, although you could do a mixer if you so desire to have the mixer do the work. There we go. So you got this nice batter, sweet pumpkin batter. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's get this mess out of my way. Clean as you go. And I'm a fanatic about that to the point where I kind of stop what I'm doing to get it done. Okay, so I'm going to preheat my oven right now to 375 and start. And I have to tell you, my new oven, I wish I could leave a link for you because it is amazing. Okay, so a softened brick of cream cheese and a room temperature egg. Beautiful. This is a fresh egg from a friend. And you need vanilla, a good teaspoon of vanilla, and we need sugar. So we're going to add 1/2, and so 3/4 of a cup of sugar to that mix, and we'll get this all beat up as well. And like I said, you could use a blender, but you don't have to. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease. to get this creamed in to mixed. But we're gonna get it done. And it does take on a yellow hue because of that rich yolk, but it's okay. It's quite all right. It's festive. Okay, we'll get this whipped up, and as soon as I get this all done, then we'll put the muffins together. I'll be back. All right, so we're gonna start spooning out, and I got this pretty smooth. That's about the consistency you want of that whipped cream cheese. Okay, I can't do with this spatula anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so get our thick batter right down in. Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna need a chopstick. So you're gonna get these about halfway full, maybe, yeah, about halfway of the muffin mix, the batter. Can you see? Well, you can't see. Hopefully you can see. Okay. And just like that, okay? Fantastic. And it's gonna take more, I mean, it's gonna make a lot. This is just a dozen. There'll be several, makes 2 to 3 dozen, I can't remember. But I know what, we're gonna get at least 2. Okay, that's what I'm shooting for. And these will go to work because I don't need these in my house. Okay. Calling my name. You can freeze these and bring them out to, you know, when you have unexpected guests, or you want a decadent little sweet breakfast or something like that. You can put these in the freezer and they do just fine. Okay, let me rinse my hand off and we will get to the next step. And so now we're gonna spoon in the cream cheese. Actually, I'm gonna get you to a better view. Hold on. So you're gonna take a spoonful of your cream cheese mixture. That's gonna go right down on top. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the end of a spoon. You can use a chopstick. Actually, let's use a chopstick and see if we can't get a prettier effect here. So take your chopstick or stirring apparatus of choice, and then a little dollop of muffin top, just like that. There we go. Just swirl it around a bit, all right? Because we want that swirled effect. So I'm gonna do all of these. Nice spoonful. And another dollop of your muffin mix, about a teaspoon right on top there, and kind of swirl that in. Yum. Look how pretty. Can you see? See how pretty they look already? Okay, I'm gonna get the rest of these done and I'll bring it back when we get them in the oven. Okay, these are going in the oven at 375 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll let you know the exact timing. Every oven's gonna be different, but they're done when you can smell them and you can put a toothpick in, it comes out clean. Okay guys, these were in the oven for 15 minutes. And literally, you can start to smell them, and as soon as a toothpick goes in and out, so it may, oh, they smell divine. Like, I need this in a wax melt on my counter. That's what it smells like I've got. my whole kitchen, my whole house smells like these muffins. These are absolutely beautiful. So you've got that cream cheese, you know, that cheesecake kind of feel. It made 18 small little cupcake size, right? And then I had enough batter for 2 big ones, and those will stay big. But you could probably make, I would say, a dozen of the bigger muffins for sure with this recipe. So I'm gonna pick the smallest, ugliest one of the bunch, and I don't know who it is, but because I don't want a whole one. I'm gonna have a bite, and then I'm gonna save the rest, and I'll have a bite maybe tomorrow, because you know the holidays are coming. So you're gonna take your papers. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited actually, because they smell so darn good. And yeah, and then that cheesecakey, oh yeah. And you can make this into a bread if you like. Let me just pull that apart so you can see. Look at that deliciousness. Okay. It's so good. It's really moist. Oh. I don't know who I'm fooling. I'm eating the whole thing. So delicious. Absolutely. Wonderful. Finger looking good. Okay. I'm telling you, let me wash my hands. It's worth the little bit of effort. Now I did have some of the cream cheese mixture left, and I'm gonna do make another batch, and it's gonna be just a quick bread, and I'll make it in a loaf, and that'll be a nice thing to have in the freezer for the holidays. And like I said, you can freeze these muffins, no problem, and have them ready to go for the holidays. They're so good. This is like screams fall. Just absolutely screams fall. All right. I hope that this is a recipe that inspires you to do a Pumpkin Palooza recipe, and do a hashtag Pumpkin Palooza for Mary Ellen over at Prepper Potpourri, so she can see that you did a Palooza recipe as well. And she's gonna put together a playlist. So these are going to work, just saying.